Hello students, one of the most important concept in any programming language is function or methods. So in this video we are going to discuss about functions or methods. So let's start. So in this video basically I am going to cover these things: definition, what is the need or what is the advantage of functions, then what are the types of functions, and next one is the prototype or header of the function, return statement of what is the use of return statement in a function, and the last one is the function overloading. So these all things we will cover in the video. So if you want to understand the concept of functions, please watch this video, and not only one time, you can watch it to at least 2-3 times, then you can come to know what is function or methods. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe it and press the bell icon so that you will get notification. So let's start. What is function? Function is basically a group of statements which we write in order to do some work. Or we can say a function is a block of statement which takes some input, process on it, and gives us some result in the form of return statement that we will discuss later. Okay, so basically the function is it used to take some data from user, process it, and give us some output. So this is the function. Now let us take an example so that it will be more clear to us. Okay. Maybe there are some questions you will find that when I clear you the concept of function using the example, that we will clear in the upcoming topics. Those doubts will be clear. Okay, so I am going to create a class test. Here I am creating a function int or not int, double average. Here I pass two values, int a, int b. So basically this function, what it will do, it will accept two values and it will find or it will calculate their average and return the average. Okay, now I am going to calculate the average in C. So I am to take double type C, double C is equal to A plus B by 2.0. Return C. Now I am creating main function, public static void main string array rs. Okay, now here I will call this function. So for calling function we need to create object of the class. How to create object? Write the class name, object name is equal to new class name. Maybe you have some problem here why I write this. Actually, whenever we need to call function, we have to create the object of the class first. So here I am going to call the function average. So I will create the object of test class. How to create object? Write the class name, object name is equal to new class name with parenthesis. So this is the structure to create object. Now obj dot AVG 5 7, OBJ dot AVG 3 4, double A1 double A2. Okay, now let us understand this program. See, whenever we write any program, we write the code inside the main function. Okay, but if we write all the code in the main function, then we cannot use the same code for the next time. But when the code is written inside a function, that code can be reused. This is the funda of the function. What is that? We can use the code again and again. So what I am doing here, in order to calculate average, I have created a function. Now you are seeing that here is only 2 lines of code. The code can be 100 lines, 200 lines. That doesn't matter. But if same code I want to execute, I need to call just function. The same code will execute. Okay. So whenever I want to calculate average, I will just call this average function. Okay, friends. So 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, whatever, whenever you need average, you can call the function. This code will execute, and here this function, what it is doing, it is accepting 2 integer type value, calculating their average and returning the average of the function. So here when we pass obj dot average 5 7, so how the execution takes place? Okay, the execution of a program, whenever we write any program, the execution of the program starts from main function. So here what it will do, the compiler will start compilation from the main function. Now you just check. First what I did here, I have created an object of the class test. Why I create object? Because I need to call the function average, and average is in which class? Test class. After that, in this line, I have called the function average, and here I pass 2 values. So what will happen when this line execute? What will happen? This function will be called. This 5 will be copied in A and 7 will be copied in B. So when this line execute, compiler will move to the definition of the function. Okay, now this 5 will copied in A and 7 will copied in B, and the average will be calculated, A plus B divided by 2. So average we have calculated in variable C, and after that we have returned the value of C. Okay, now this value which is returning by a average function will stored in A1. This function is returning a value, so whatever the value, 5 plus 7 is 12, 12 by 2 is 6. So this function is returning 6. So 6 will be stored in A1. Okay, next time again, if I need to calculate average of 2 numbers, I need to just call the function average. Okay, so it will again calculate the average of 3, 4. Now this time the values are 3 and 4. Again same thing will be happened. This code will execute again. When this line execute, this function will execute again. It will calculate the average of these 2 values and return in A2. So whenever we need the average of 2 numbers, we can just call the function. It will process, means it will calculate average and gives us some output, means it will give average, and that average we have stored in A2. So like this, whenever you need the function, whenever you need the average, means you need to call the function, you just write object name dot function name, write two values, the function will call, it will calculate and gives you some result. So here what we are seeing, whatever be the code we have written inside a function, we need not to write again and again. Once we have written the code, it will execute again and again whenever we call the function. So this is the benefit of using function. Next is type of function. Functions can be of two types: predefined, or you can say built-in, or you can say library function. These are the functions which are already defined in the language, means we can directly use these functions, we need not to create. These are already developed by the company and has given to us, so we can directly use such functions. Next is the user defined function. User defined functions are those functions which are defined by the user. Like this function I defined, so this is a user defined function. Okay. Our next topic is prototype or header. Function prototype or function header. The first line of the function definition is known as function header या function prototype. Okay. So in function header, what are the things we need to write? Okay, see. First of all, we have to write access specifier like public, private, protected, and these access specifier is optional. So I am not going to talk in this video what is the use of these access specifier. Next is modifier. Modifier is static, final, transient, synchronized, so these are the modifier, and modifier are also optional, and I am not going to talk about these modifiers in this video. Next one is the return type. Return type means, this is very important and it is compulsory to write a return type. See, here return type we have to write data type. Data type in the sense we can say after calculation or after processing the function is returning what type of value. Like in the previous function, the function was returned double type value, so we have to write double as a return type. If a function is returning int type value, then we have to write int as a return type. There may be some cases, or we can create such functions also in which the function cannot or will not return any value. So in such a function, the function which does not return any value, we used to write here void. So as the return type, either we will write data type, means what kind of data the function is returning, same data we will write. Otherwise, if function is not returning any value, and also return statement will not present in that function. So we will not write return statement also. Next one is the name. Every function should have a unique name which is used to identify the function in a program, and this name must be a identifier. Parenthesis is compulsory to write, and name also, obviously name should be there. And in parenthesis we will write the argument list. Argument list, you can say inputs. Okay, we can write 1, 2, 3, 4, or there may be some situation where the argument list is empty, but parenthesis we have to write whether there are arguments or not, but parenthesis should be there. So this is the first line of the function. Whenever we create any function, access specifier optional, modifier optional, return type compulsory, name compulsory, parenthesis compulsory. These are the things that we have to write. Okay. Next is return statement. Whenever we want to return any value from the function, then we will use return statement. Okay, let us understand with the help of an example. Int area, int L, comma, int B. Int A is equal to L into B, return A. What I am doing in this function is calculating the area of a rectangle. Int L, comma, int B. Int A for area, whatever the value will come here, L and B, multiplying those values, and we are storing in A. So what we are storing in A? Area of rectangle, and the same we have returned. So this is the return statement. So who is responsible to return the value? Return statement. As I told you, here we have to write return type. Return type means what kind of value, what kind of data a function can return. The same data type we have to write here. But we can also make such functions which cannot return any value. Then in that case, here we have to write void. Here we have to write void. And we cannot use this return statement, since this function cannot return any value. So it is impossible that this function can return a value. Then what is the use of this function? In this function cannot return any value, but it can print any data. So we can print the area here. System.out println area is equal to plus A. Okay, we have calculated area and we have printed that area. So in this case, we are not returning any value, since here we have written void. So we have to remember that whenever we write void, we cannot return the value from the function. But if we are using any other data type, int, float, char, boolean, then same kind of data we have to return, and for return we have to use the return statement. Okay. One more point is there about the return statement that we will discuss in the upcoming videos, not in this video. Okay, now the next thing is function overloading. Okay, let me create a program. Void area int side int A is equal to side into side, system dot out dot println area of square plus a. Class quadrilateral public static void main string array args. Now create the function object quadrilateral obj is equal to new obj dot area 5 6 obj dot area 4. Okay, now look at this example. Here I have created two functions. The name of both the function is area. So what is the function overloading? In Java, in a class, we can create more than one function with the same name, but their signature should be different. Such functions are known as overloaded function, and creating and executing such functions is known as function overloading. Now the concept is we can create more than one function with the same name, but their parameter list, or you can say arguments, should be different. So here I have created two functions. The name of both functions are area, but you can see here the signature of the function is different. This function is accepting two integer type value, but this function is accepting only one integer type value. So the signature is different. So such functions are known as overloaded functions. Okay, here what we are calculating, area of rectangle is equal to a. We have calculated area of rectangle and display the value. Here we are calculating area of square and displaying the value. So this is the main function. We have created a object of the class, and I called here obj.area 5, 6. Now when I pass two values, so it means which function we are calling? We are calling this function. Since here two integer type values are there, so it means we are calling this function. So 5 and 6. So 5, L will get the value 5, B will get the value 6. A will calculate 30 and it will print. The next function I called, in which I pass only one integer type argument. So int side. So this 4 will assign to side. Area will be calculated, side into side means 16, and I print the area. Okay. So on the basis of number of arguments or signature, the compiler will itself decide which function is to be executed. So on the basis of this, the function will execute, it will give us result, and the output will be displayed. Okay students, so this is the funda that we have covered in this video. If you have any kind of doubt in this video, but first watch the video from starting, and whatever the doubt you are having, please write in the comment box. I am waiting for your doubts. Thank you. Have a nice day. Jai Hind.